Coming to you live and powered by StreamYard. No free ads. This is the I was about to name the wrong podcast. It's the Believe in the Southside show.
Okay, redo that.
With your boys Gary and Steve-O. You can find me on Twitter. This is Steve-O. You can find me on Twitter at Drunk Shy Sox Fan. Sorry, I had a long day at work. Some of us had half days.
Every Friday, baby. So
I'm jealous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Being able to leave at 3:30 on a Friday is good enough for me. And just having Gabe in the comments, Bearstown 19,
excellent,
is just fantastic to have as well. So I'm very grateful for that. Yes, we are here with another podcast, not just any podcast though. Might be the lowest rated White Sox podcast on the market. So
good.
We hope you're ready to sit back, strap it down.
We know it's you, Jordan Miller. We know it's you.
Indeed. Jordan Miller is definitely one of the 1-star rating. I'm thinking about going to the game, Carrie, tonight. Should I go? Should I?
Why not? You're not that far, right?
No. I mean, I could drive, or I could just pack up a bag full of drinks, get on the train, get down there in about an hour. And that's that, Let's talk some White Sox baseball. I don't even know what this is.
I do.
Okay. I obviously have not been on social media much in the past 48 hours. I have no idea what the comment section is saying here. So, Carrie, how are we feeling after the White Sox had 2 of 3 taken from them from the Minnesota Twins?
Yeah, I mean, we both said that they would take 2 out of 3 and take the first 2. It looked good after the first game, but I don't even know anymore. It's like less than 15 games of the season, and we're already like, I don't even know anymore. And just like you said before we even started this is this just the same thing as last year?
Yeah, this episode is named Same Old Song and Dance. So, yeah. Carrie, our boys on the South Side, is it the same old song and dance as last year?
It's early, okay? And I know everybody says that, but from the looks of it, it all looks the same. Jim, I don't have my lights on, okay? But it all looks the same. I think Beefloaf even had a tweet yesterday, and it was like WRC, slugging, something like that. And they were like the exact same as they were last year. So,
their ground ball percentage, their K percentage.
Was, yeah.
And I maybe it was OBP or something.
Yeah.
It's not great by any means. Would you say that the offense is your number one concern though, Carrie?
No. I think the bullpen is the number one concern. It's bad. It's like the worst in baseball. I saw a guy tweet out something about like stuff plus and all this crazy like Fangraph stuff. I'm old, so I don't get all of that shit all the time. But the Sox were like dead last in like all those categories, and I'm just like, this is not good. And I think one of their like better guys recently is like Middleton, and he like just got here. So
right. Yeah, I think that's I know we want to talk about how bad the bullpen's been and how inconsistent the offense is, but let's just say that that's a culmination of what our guys Beer Garden Jim and Gabe are both saying in the comments here, both former guests of the show as well. So I'm glad they're with us today in the comment section. Rick Hahn, number one concern, public enemy number one.
Duh.
I think that goes without saying. Right now,
what just happened this week? Carrying an extra player. I'll let you go. I'm too frustrated about that.
I mean, it's fair. I mean, you just look at the lineup construction, right? And you're still like contending teams don't have to pull up Romy Gonzalez and expect him to perform. Contending teams don't have Gavin Sheets in an everyday lineup or an almost everyday lineup. They are not going to depend on Elvis Andrus, who has never been a fantastic hitter except for 1 year in his career, and a 1-month stretch with us last year, to be a consistent run producer. Mind you, the injuries are a whole nother problem too. It seems like this whole entire team is made of glass.
Mm-hmm.
And I, in the offseason, I was getting really excited about all of the coaching staff changes and the training staff changes, but it just seems to be the same old thing. And I know it starts from the top and it works its way down.
Mm-hmm.
You do have Jerry Reinsdorf to blame for part of this, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I don't want some people to like misconstrue as like, you know, that Jerry's not a part of this. Jerry's fucking horrible. He's probably, now that Dan Snyder's gone, probably the worst owner in sports besides like Oakland, right? So yeah, the blame's on him, but keep going. I know what you're getting at. It's like Rick and down and nothing's fucking changed.
Right, exactly. You go from there, right? Kenny Williams has been with this organization now for how many years?
Dude, since
Almost
like
30?
1999 or something like that.
Almost 30
2000?
years,
Yeah.
or 25, right?
Yeah.
So and then you've got the depth, okay?
Mhm.
And then this is where Rick Hahn can be indicted, okay? When we're asking for Billy Hamilton, when we got people in our comment section that are asking for Billy Hamilton to be called up, and when we're talking about Hanser Alberto being in the everyday starting lineup, you knew how bad our depth was already, and you went out in the offseason and all you did was add Andrew Benintendi after you lost Jose Abreu. Yeah, somebody suck me, please. It's just unbelievable how poorly constructed this team is. This is supposed to be a championship window. This is supposed to be a playoff contending team. I need to be convinced otherwise because I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I threw down on this team to have over 83.5 wins, and I threw down on this team a little bit less.
I did too.
But I put money on this team also to win the Central. Because on paper, this team should at least contend for a division.
Yeah,
they're not.
I mean, you've seen those first 4 games. That's the sample we got with everybody healthy, right? What they could do against the Astros. I mean, they look decent, right? That looked like a playoff caliber team, but season goes on, they just keep on getting fucking hurt. Same shit. Coach, like, I like Pedro Grifol. I'm giving him a chance, but like, you can just tell a lot of this stuff has Rick Hahn's like fingerprints on everything, and it just sucks. You could tell it's the same shit as last year.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, we want to talk about farm director Chris Getz, who's been with the organization since he was a player. Scouting has been awful for this team. So, I mean, over the last decade, I mean, it's an indictment of the entire organization.
Yeah.
I don't know if on paper this team sucks. That's the thing. Eloy Jimenez should be able to hit 30-plus bombs every year.
I mean, you saw what he did the second half of the year.
You saw what he did as a rookie.
Yeah.
Yohan Moncada 2019. Yohan Moncada 2021.
Mm-hmm.
He stepped it up on defense. Tim Anderson. I'm not going to say some people like to put him in the top 10 shortstop conversation. I don't know if he's in that conversation.
You have to play.
But, yeah, number one, you have to play. Number two, look at his stats when he is playing. He's a fantastic player, especially offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Benintendi should be a higher on-base guy. He hasn't shown it yet in a White Sox uniform. Oscar Colas is stepping it up as a rookie. I mean, on paper, this team should be pretty good, but injuries is a problem, and depth is a problem. And that leads me to my Sammy Davis Jr. comment, which is what my display name is on today's show. Who the fuck is Pingus Dingus or Pingus Pingus? Because for the love of God, the depth, Hanser Alberto, you're pulling off of the scrap heap and you're praying. Mm-hmm. You're praying that something falls into place. It's not a pick off the scrap heap and this guy is going to flourish in our system. That's what other teams do. That's what small market teams do. The White Sox don't do that. They pull off of the scrap heap and pray that somebody can perform. And they got that with Elvis Andrus last year. And it's a one in every 6-7 guys that does it. And then we say, all right, we're going to stick with this model. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at some of these guys and how many games they've played. I mean, Tim Anderson hasn't played over 120 games since 2019. What good does that do you, right? I mean, this team just like reeks of last year, just with like, okay, your hitting is doing well, okay, but now your pitching sucks. Okay, your bullpen's actually doing well, and you're pitching, but now you're hitting. Like, it just never connects at the same time, and that's just like, I think that just is like a like metaphor for like the front office too. Like nobody's on the same fucking page, right? I mean, like that was evident during the Machado shit. Like they're not on the same page, and it's just from top down. You can just tell. I mean, and people are pissed. Like you can just tell. I mean, you've seen the. I think they've been home once or twice already, and the attendance numbers kind of suck. Besides opening day. So I don't know. I think my projection, Steve, and this might be a hot take. And like, I was so positive, like an episode, 2 episodes ago, but after just seeing what's been going on and the injuries and the schedule coming up, I hope this team isn't like 8 game, like anywhere from like 7 to 9 games under 500 by the time this month's over.
Yeah, and the stretch doesn't look
good. It could
good.
very well happen.
You got Baltimore, you got Philly, which, I mean, Philly's been underperforming too. So who knows? Maybe that's where the White Sox straighten it out. Or they straighten it out against a hot Baltimore team, which I don't, at least hot offensively. You got Baltimore, you got Philly, you got Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got Tampa Bay twice.
Twice and Toronto.
And Toronto.
And then Minnesota again. So, like, good luck.
Right. Well, before we go into a series preview against Baltimore, let's talk a little bit about this Twins series. Game 1 against the Twins, Carey. A White Sox winner, 4-3. And the sole offense for the White Sox came in the 4th inning. Most of it off of a 3-run bomb by Hanser Alberto. Mm-hmm. Every blind squirrel finds its nut, I guess, right? Hanser Alberto has not been great, but once again, if anybody expected him to be a world beater this year, then I don't know what you were expecting, right?
100%.
Yeah. So Dylan Cease, solid, bad defense as well too.
It cost him like 2 innings.
Right. Gavin Sheets in right field. Why are we still doing this?
That's what I say. Reeks of last year, So it's just, I thought that was done. I thought we were done with the Andrew Vaughn and Gavin Sheets experiment in right field. Those guys can't play the outfield. I would rather see like, I don't know. I'm like, I was at work. I was literally at work and I was shitting. Okay. I was on the pooper and I watched that happen. And the guy next to me heard me just go, "Are you fucking kidding me?" It was so embarrassing, but I saw some great memes out of it. Like someone did a meme of George Costanza. You should know him, Steve, fellow bald guy. And he was doing that like pose where he's laying down on the chair. And they said like, that's what Gavin Sheets looked like. So it was good, but horrible for a baseball team.
Absolutely. 1,000%. Game 2 of this series, a White Sox loss. I'm trying to remember the final score of that one. 4-3 again.
That was the Hanser Alberto nailing a guy in the helmet for the loss.
Yes. And that's the funny
and got
thing
Tim
about,
Anderson hurt.
Right. And that's the funny thing about Hanser Alberto. He's been just as good with a bat as I thought he'd be. He's been atrocious in the field.
Yeah, he's been pretty bad.
He's been really bad. This team really, really needs Yohan Moncada. They really need Yohan Moncada. And I like what I've seen out of Yohan so far this year, but staying healthy. The Kenny Williams way, right? The White Sox way, staying healthy, as our guy Beefloaf would say. Then,
it's working out well, that plan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fan-fucking-tastic. Game 3 of the series, 3-1.
Giolito pitched well.
Honestly, he did. You can't complain about the way Giolito pitched against the Twins. He's always been a pretty, at least I'm trying to remember. I want to say Giolito's numbers against the Twins traditionally have been pretty decent.
I think just besides the year they had like Nelson Cruz and all those guys. Like
right. The year that they, went off on him. 2019. Yeah. Outside of 2019.
2019.
Worst pitcher in baseball. I have like no qualms really with the starting rotation right now. I don't know about you, Carrie.
Yeah, they've kind of corrected themselves, it looks like. I mean, jury's out on Lynn to see how he corrects himself. He looked pretty fucking bad. I think it was against Pittsburgh. He looked pretty fucking bad. But Cease, zero worries about that man. That man might win a Cy Young this year. Giolito's going to be himself. He's going to be inconsistent, but Clevenger so far looks good, and I really like what I saw.
God. I know Jimmy's comment is fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And what's his name? Kopech looked pretty damn good in his second start. So
yep, 100%.
And you know what? Pittsburgh's hitting the ball, so it's like well. So
Pittsburgh's been very impressive offensively, and I liked what I saw out of Kopech in that outing. And we all know what happened in that game against San Fran, where he got tatted up because he was tipping. I think we've all seen the John Boy video where he was talking with Trevor Plouffe about where the glove was up against the body versus not.
Fucking New Yorkers, John Boy. But also, Lance Lynn did pitch well his last start, so I correct myself. He threw 10 strikeouts against the Twins. So, everybody's been pretty good. So they've corrected themselves, but now we can't fucking hit because of injuries. So,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, are you willing to go as far? I mean, I know that the optimism is not there compared to last episode for you, Carrie, but are you willing to say this? Like, by the end of May, this team is just going to be toast.
No, they were like 500 last year, and they played until like September. They were in it till September. This division once again looks like it's just nobody's going to run away with this. I mean, I've been paying attention, obviously to the Twins. We all know what the Twins are going to do. Okay, their pitching's coming out hot, just like it did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the year, they're going to fizzle the fuck out. I'm sorry. Yeah, you got Pablo Lopez. He's good. But Sonny Gray fizzled out last year. Kenta Maeda is going to probably look at a ball in a few weeks and get hurt.
Yep.
I'm not worried about the Twins. They don't have that good of a bullpen besides Duran and waiting on Buxton and Correa to get hurt. Right? I mean, that's just I hate to say it like that, but it's just how it is. And Cleveland looks like they're probably going to regress a little bit this year. So I don't think May. I think if anything, it would go probably till August, September again and make us miserable the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I really hope that they stick into it, until the end of the year, for sure.
That's good.
I hate that.
That's so good, though.
John is killing me. Oh, Sammy Davis Jr.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, who's John?
Nobody's ever seen his face.
Right, exactly. We're not a believer in rebuilding the rebuild, are we?
I mean, how long are you going to keep doing this? The Sox are obviously going to just go for it this year. I mean,
how do you avoid? I mean,
I don't even know.
Think about the White Sox. How do they, in particular, avoid rebuilding the rebuild?
Doing it the real White Sox way, half-assing it, right? Signing 2 to 3 players, maybe, that are
right.
Melky Cabrera-esque and
right,
saying,
not all-star worthy, right?
Not, yeah, they're gonna get rid of Grandal's contract, and some of these not gonna pay Giolito $10 million next year. I mean, they're gonna use it and say, look what we got, and it's just gonna be a retool. They're gonna say they're retooling.
There it is. Retool.
Yeah, retool. Yep. Exactly. Sammy John Davis Jr. So. Yeah, it's going to be called and this would be the 3 Alex Rios.
Yes, and that's exactly the player who I thought of, right? Is Alex Rios was the best player.
Trade for Larry Garcia. Just putting that out there.
Yes. Alex Rios was the closest player we got to a consistent all-star on the South Side during those years. And that's what I'm worried. That's what I'm worried about the White Sox organization right now. I am worried that we are about to be living in purgatory since the second half of 2021.
Yeah, they've been
now.
500.
They are a 500 ball club, basically. Now they're
It's funny.
Now they're a sub 500
and
ball
they
club.
did a lot to supplement it. So
so much. They added Andrew Benintendi and a bunch of bullpen arms
and Mike Clevenger, who looks like a combination of like Sunshine and a crack
meth
addict.
dealer.
Yeah,
Yep.
meth dealer,
100%.
crack addict. So
yep, exactly. Yeah, the Carlos Quentin era, and that was the bright spot of it. Yeah, Sammy Davis Jr. killing us with the comments here.
Kid.
Now, I will say this. I would rather them tear it all down, like completely just tear it all down. Like even something as crazy as this comment right here, trading Dylan Cease.
No.
I'd rather see them tear it. No, after the season, you fire Rick Hahn and you completely tear it all down.
You want Jerry Reinsdorf to be in charge of this? Be the owner? No. Just try to get lucky at that point. I'm not wasting another fucking 5 years of watching baseball to be shitty to get average. Literally, they
but that's what they're going to be.
For 5 years to be average.
Right now, they're at the point.
Average and get lucky. You've seen teams like the Giants a few years ago who did not have a good roster and won 102 fucking games. 107 games because everybody had a career year that year. At this point, if you're just going to keep Jerry here and he's going to stay as the owner and he's not going anywhere, just
God's
try
choice.
that.
God's the only one keeping Jerry around at this point. And this is why God sits on a throne and likes to play sadist to all of us down here on earth is because Jerry Reinsdorf is still alive.
That's horrible. But
I'm sorry that I said that, but Christ, it's really how I feel.
I just want him to sell the team. I don't wish anything bad about the man. Still got us a World Series, okay? But he is so past his time. It's unbelievable. So
right, and
time to
but the thing
go.
is, Rick Hahn's not going anywhere. Kenny Williams isn't going anywhere until Jerry goes, and that's the unfortunate part about all of this.
He kept Garpax around for 17 years.
It's going to be perpetual misery. I'm just I'm getting ready to strap down for perpetual misery for the next decade, or at least 5 years. And by misery, I mean purgatory. We are just going to sit at 81 and 81. We are going to sit we're going to sit between 77 wins and 85 wins for the next 5 years,
and get
unless something completely changes.
And 1 year, just get that second wild card spot, and they're gonna sell us on the team, and yeah, we all know how that's gonna go.
And they get
Colson Montgomery's coming up.
Yeah, right. Colson Montgomery apparently is going to be the next Carlos Correa and bring us to the promised land here. This mighty Moses might as well start growing a freaking beard.
Hey, enough. It was just Passover, okay? Jesus. So let's I know we're getting a little off topic.
Ramadan Mubarak, Kerry. I know you hate me so much. Let's preview this series
against the Orioles.
That I might go to the game tonight and might not. I have no clue. Just talking about this team makes me frustrated.
I hope you get kidnapped.
You're fucking terrible.
Sorry.
I hope you enjoy sitting in that chair all by yourself with your fat dog tonight.
Don't talk about my fucking dog.
I love Louie. King
Your
Louie.
dog looks like you.
I mean, he kind of does. He's a little cute.
No. Your dog is.
Right. And takes after his dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they call me Daddy. All right. On that note, White Sox, Orioles tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I think our guy Jimmy here said it best. I'm looking for the comment just so I can put it back up on the screen. The Mike Clevenger domestic abuse lock of the night is we 100% win tonight. -110. Do you want to take the White Sox tonight, Carrie?
No, I'm taking the over tonight for sure.
The over. It is warm. It's
warm.
Very warm.
It's the over's 9. The fucking Orioles score a shit ton of runs. The Sox have a terrible bullpen. The Sox can probably score 3 to 4 runs against Tyler Wells. The over is the bet.
All right. Over is the bet. If you are a betting person and you want to tail Carey, go for it. Jim said he'd fuck Louis before me.
We're not going to get into this. We're not talking about bestiality.
I know that's not appropriate for this podcast.
God damn it, Jim.
That's wow, Jim.
Kick him. You know what? Block him from all of our.
That's right. You're going to be the first ever blocked account from the comments.
Believe
section.
in the block.
Believe in the block. But only with a C, because we're a bunch of Soviets here. Is Lenin Sosa in the lineup tonight? I looked this up. Yes, he is. Actually,
remember that shirt that was made?
Yes. Lineup tonight is Benintendi, Robert, Andrew Vaughn, Jimenez. Your guy Eloy Jimenez is back in the lineup tonight.
For how long? 12 hours. He's gonna run to first base and
Berger, Grandal,
get a hemorrhoid
Sosa,
or something.
Berger, Grandal, Sosa, Colas, Andrus to round it out. Carey, you're still confident in that over?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Solely because of the Orioles.
That's fair. I don't know. Maybe the Mike Clevenger that we saw in Houston shows up.
And then Saturday we got Kopech versus Kyle Gibson.
Kopech versus former White Sox, not actually a White Sox. What was I going to say? Former White Sox nemesis Kyle Gibson when he was with the Twins.
That's right.
Yeah, so
I'll be at that game.
Yes, I will not be. I will be kicking it in the 815, going to an Ice Hogs game.
Going to Rockford.
Good old Rockford, baby.
Are you wearing a full body condom so you don't get any disease there?
It's where dreams go to die.
That's right.
So
Fred VanVleet's from there, so
yeah, baby. You know what? I mashed his over and got some money against the Bulls.
they're gonna
still
say something else about him.
No, I did not do anything for Fred VanVleet, if that's where you're going.
And then Sunday we got a really good pitching matchup, which I wanted to go to, but the weather was supposed to be way better tomorrow than it is Sunday.
Oh yes, it absolutely is.
Cease versus Rodriguez. That's a fucking matchup.
Absolutely. Maybe I'll try and rush my way back into into town to go to that game. So what do you think for the White Sox?
Just gonna ask that.
Yeah,
I was just gonna ask, what do you think? What's your prediction? I always go first, so I want you to go first this time.
All right, you want me to go first this time?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the same thing as our guy Jimmy, and I'm gonna say the same as you. I think the White Sox win a shootout tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Warm weather, two pitchers that could be hit or miss tonight, and I don't think they'll be spectacular. Plus, the White Sox bullpen not great. I don't think the Orioles bullpen has a ton of depth either.
No, they're pretty good.
They're good. I know they got
pretty decent.
They got a few good arms. I know that, but I don't know how deep they go and how much how much those guys have gone recently.
Well, Felix Bautista for one, who's
for sure
very fucking good. But I mean, I'm looking at all these guys and they look pretty decent. But yeah, stuff wise, I think they're like middle of the pack.
Right. Yeah, who's there's another guy. I know there's Felix Bautista, and they've got Danny Colombe.
Oh yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, game 1, White Sox. Game 2, Orioles. Game 3, White Sox. I'm gonna be bold and say Cease gets another dub.
Okay.
Actually, no. Does he even? Yeah, he is a dub, right?
No.
He didn't even get the dub against the Twins, did he?
I don't believe he did.
Or did he? No, they got the runs in the 4th inning. He got the dub that game.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Cease gets another dub. And I'm gonna say he goes a little bit longer than he has. Or at least than he did against the Twins. I think this is a nice 7-inning
He's got 2
outing
wins
for Cease.
Yeah.
He does have 2 wins?
Yeah, he's got 2 wins.
He got the win against
I don't know when he got 2. I don't know. Pittsburgh probably.
Pittsburgh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm going to try something different here and try to reverse jinx this shit. I think the Orioles are winning 2 out of 3.
Okay.
I think the Sox only win Sunday. against with Dylan Cease pitching. So
Okay.
that's my prediction.
You're probably right. I'm just trying to stay optimistic here because this team has given me
I get it,
very
and I
little
want to
hang
be
my hat on.
optimistic too. I'm just saying maybe so then it could reverse itself, and I'll be right this time. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully I'm wrong. That's what I'm getting at.
I love that. That's a good attitude. Carrie, why do we continue to do this?
I don't know. I think we like misery, but
Misery loves company. That's what
Yeah.
they say.
oh, and I'm a miserable fucking human, so I get it.
Well, hey, at least you've got, fun things to look forward to, Carrie, like, a wedding and all that stuff.
Las Vegas in 2 weeks.
Las Vegas in 2 weeks for your bachelor party.
Not surviving. We'll be in Vegas for 5 days, so
that is fantastic. I have never spent real time in Vegas, only in the airport. So
yeah. Oh,
I hope you enjoy yourself. Say hi to our buddy K Fids.
Oh, I will.
Good. You should. Tell him Steve-O sends his love.
I met up with them last time, so
yeah.
I'll be seeing.
I love Fids. Yeah. White Sox fans way, Raging Bear. Just go out there and rage out at the ballpark. Win or lose.
Gabe, I'll see you Saturday, Gabe, tomorrow.
Yeah. Maybe I'll see Gabe tonight.
Yeah, go meet up with the homie. So.
I love that. Well, this is us signing off at about a half hour. So thank you for tuning in. For those of you that were in the live comments, Beer Garden Jim, Gabe, Jimmy,
Sammy John Javis John Jr.
Yeah, and even Beef Loaf. So thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. It's the Believe in the South Side. This is Steve-O with Carrie signing off until hopefully Sunday, Carrie. We can do an episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Sunday we will do it.
Beautiful. I will. And Gabe says DM him. All right.
We'll
Peace out, everybody. Have a good one. Go Sox.